3. Has the First Amendment been nullified? Has the First Amendment been rendered null and void by the 16th or Income Tax Amendment? Federal and state authorities are ready to argue that this is, in fact, the case. Listen to what the State of California Franchise Tax Board wrote to Pastor Harry Jackson of Calvary Baptist Church in Fairfield, California, on November the 5th, 1979. The 16th Amendment authorizes Congress to levy a tax on income. There is no exclusion for churches, so they have no constitutional exemption. There is a provision in the Internal Revenue Code, Section 501c3, for a statutory exemption. The state constitution is subservient to the federal constitution, so the above applies for state purposes. Article 13, Sections 26 and 27 provide for the income and franchise tax, but it contains no provisions for exemptions for churches. Again, the exemption from state income tax is provided by state statute, not by the Constitution. For state purposes, the statute is Section 2703ID of the Revenue and Taxation Code. As shown by the facts stated above, neither the federal nor state constitutions provide exemption from income tax for churches. Consider what it means to say that churches have no constitutional exemption from income and other taxes, only a statutory one. The life of the church is then placed in the hands of the IRS and like agencies. Its freedom can be revoked at the will of a bureaucracy. This is not an academic question. Pastor Harry Jackson's church and about 60 others had their tax exemption revoked. For many of them, it began with their stand on a state proposition concerning homosexuality. This supposedly violated Form 199B, which forbids churches from taking a stand on ballot measures. Their tax exemptions were revoked because they could not, in good conscience, sign the bureaucratic form. This meant that these churches could then be sold for back taxes, which they refused to pay on constitutional grounds. The only thing unusual about this case is that you did not read about it in the press. This should not surprise us. Many such cases go unpublicized. No civil government publicizes that it is taking away our liberties, nor does a subservient press herald such facts. If the 16th Amendment can be said to have wiped out the constitutional immunity of churches to taxation, it is easy enough to find in some other amendments or law reasons for curtailing freedom of speech, press, assembly, petition, and more. You can be sure that it is being done. In one area after another, our freedom is rapidly disappearing. The Founding Fathers saw civil government as a dangerous power needing to be chained and restrained. We have been unchaining that power and feeding it with more and more taxes. Now we're in trouble. The choice remains before us: freedom or controls.